Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, shalom to my YAHAWAH who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this found captivity. This is Brother Kawak of Community Truth No Lesson. Galatians chapter 6, Galatians chapter 6, verse 3. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. And today's lesson is going to be why it's a waste of time to engage in these debates, because the thing about these debates is that there's no real I just remember another precept. But yeah, basically the thing about these debates is that debates in general is that it's just a waste of time, because people they don't actually listen. People today, they don't listen to the other side. They don't actually try to listen to get understanding. Now let me remember what this other one was. Stony. Bear with me, Slakia. Wait, Slakia. Okay, I don't know why I was thinking Mark, but anyway, basically, Matthew chapter 13 verse 4, and when he had sown, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. So basically, the truth, okay, it's kind of like seeds being planted in different areas. Like if there's no proper foundation, if there's no root, if there's no place for it to actually grow properly, then the plant is going to just die. All right, and that's why you need a proper foundation, you need proper thing and all that stuff. But the thing is that the Lord makes the Lord uses our body as said stony ground or fertile soil and whatnot, so it makes us basically receptive to actually being able to listen, where some people are going to be more willing to listen and others are not going to be willing to listen. More other people are going to just say, okay, well, they're just going to be dismissive and just try to win an argument regardless of if they're right or wrong. And that's the thing. That's been the thing with these debates. It's as I've said this before, it's really not a debate to, even though they say that they want to convince the other, they know that they are not, even though they know that that's not their true intentions, especially given how they're arguing. Okay, because the stuff is that with these debates, it's like they're like oftentimes you have these debates about the most left field and non-definitive type of things that can give the Christians a potential fighting chance. All right, in the sense of like, oh, is the earth flat or is the earth round? When it's like, well, does that actually matter? Who does that help in the long run? Who does it help to know that the earth is flat or the earth is round? Okay, it's like regardless of if it is flat, if it is round, that information does not contribute to helping anybody make it into the kingdom of heaven at all, in the slightest. All right, so as a result of that, that is that's just something that I just hate this insincerity about, oh yeah, people, these debates, they're trying to get people. And Saki, that's another thing where you have these people, the audience, okay, when they hear these debates, it's not, it's kind of like they don't even what's it called, care about the stuff, about the evidence that's being brought out. It's just they already have one side that they're following. They already have one side that they believe in. They already have one side that they believe in. So as a result of that, they're just going to keep on going, keep on doing what they want to do, keep on believing what they want to believe, rather than definitively like actually hear both sides out. Because it's just like this is an entertainment thing. This is like the Colosseum to them, where they see two gladiators duke it out, but with words, and who can humiliate the other one, who can make the other one look stupid, who can point out the other person's mistakes better and whatnot, to make them, fumble their words or something like that. Like that's basically what debates are. There's no real like, oh, I actually see where you're coming from. I actually see this. It's just, you know what? We keep on trying to find we keep on trying to find counter arguments to disprove this person, even if this person is right or and I'm wrong. And even if I am starting to see that I'm wrong, I still can't admit that. I still have to keep on just saying, okay, well, you're not thinking of this, you're not explaining this, and oftentimes there are people that just straight up ignore questions. They will just not answer questions, and apparently just people, the audience, they don't even notice that. Again, as I said before, nobody cares about the actual facts. They just care, oh, are these two people, oh, these two gladiators, these two debaters, all right, they're arguing. Oh, it's like Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali. They're finally debating, all right. Like that's basically it's a waste of time, and it's just stupid because nobody actually is sincere in trying to learn. All right, yes, you should know how to break down your way of thinking and whatnot, your beliefs, but at the same time, it's just like why engage in an argument with someone that does not want to listen? And let's get that. Luke chapter 9 verse 5, and whosoever will not receive you when ye go out of that city, shake off the very dust from your feet for a testimony against them. Okay, so that's basically it. It's just like, okay, so this person doesn't want to hear you. You know what? That's just it. Like, well, it's kind of like washing your hand. Well, you wash your hands with someone on basically, because you did your part. You gave them the warning. Which, let's see if I remember the exact verse. I believe I do. Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So basically the thing comes in like, okay, did you warn someone? Did you tell someone, hey, don't do this because the Lord's doesn't like that, whatnot? And they say, okay, well, I don't care, I'm going to still do it. Then that's when you have delivered yourself. But you being in the know, being the messenger of YAHAWAH, you warn them, and you're not going to be held accountable. But at the same time, you being the messenger, should you choose to not warn them, and that's when, okay, well, you were given the opportunity to warn someone and you did not do it, so then now the blood's going to be on your hands. You're going to have to pay for not warning said person, for not warning said person about their destruction. All right, so continuing on, let me see. Oh wow, it was right here. whatever. I already read it. Anyway, continuing on. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18: pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. And this is the thing. The thing where in these debates, it's nothing about, it's all about pride, because these debaters, these great debaters and whatnot, they all did all this study and stuff like that. Oh, they did all the research on these great scholars and blah blah. All right, they know all the dates and times and stuff like that, and the exact details to this, then the third, and all the stuff that happened, and I'll admit that is good, diligent study. I'll admit that, but at the same time, it's like you just really are desperate in terms of like using it for financial gain, using it for the wrong reasons, basically, not just using it for edifying specifically the Israelites. Because oftentimes, again, when you see these types of debates and stuff like that, like there's a lot of cutting off, there's a lot of emotions flare and stuff like that, and it's like I'll admit that maybe there's, in some instances, there are some edification and stuff like that. I learned about the Johannine comma, if you know about that. It's I think it's in First John. I forgot. It's been a long time. Johannine comma. It's First John chapter 5 verse 7 and 8. It's basically an insertion. All right, that was in, I think, the 1500s. Okay, yeah, I think it was the 1500s. Yeah, 1500s. It was added in the 1500s, where it is not actually in the original text. It was just an addition. It was just an addition to talk about or to try to insert the Trinity doctrine stuff in it. So basically, this is an example of some actual information that is very helpful, because you have people that believe in the Trinity, and it's stuff like this that kind of helps disprove this type of stuff when you actually know about these different details. All right, so and as a result of all that knowledge puffing up, people again, they just have that spirit of no one can tell me anything, because I did all the research myself. I don't need anyone to tell me. But also, let's get this. What does it say? Titus chapter 3 verse 9: but avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. And this is, it specifically says foolish questions, not necessarily questions in general. We can answer somebody's question. If someone sincerely comes up to you and says, hey, I have a question, I have this, that, and third, I want to know, I want to have some better understanding, then of course you answer them. But oftentimes you have to understand, try the Spirit, and be able to differentiate when someone is being insincere and just wants to argue with you. And there's a lot of people, primarily Jake as well as Esau, that just loves to argue just for the sake of arguing. And you don't want to associate yourself with people like them. They are a headache, and they don't care about any semblance of honesty. All right. So yeah, basically, as the scriptures say, avoid foolish questions. Okay, genealogies and contention, and by extension, debates. All right, because debating is really just a waste of time, and no one actually cares about relinquishing their side if they end up being wrong, or giving up, I guess, or admitting that they're wrong. Slacky, that's the proper phrase. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 11: and for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. And this is the thing where you have these great debaters, like all right, and the internet just went out, of course. The great debaters that they don't care about any facts. They cherry pick the facts that they have, and then they will just stick to that. They won't care about, okay, well, there's something that seems to be contradicting my line of thinking, or something that says that I might be wrong, or I might have some facts mixed up, or I might be incorrect or misunderstood in some areas. All right. So as a result of that, they just don't care. They will continue to keep on going and keep on fighting. And the thing, as I said before, it's very insincere, and it's not it's very insincere. It's not, and it doesn't help anything or anyone, because the people that still follow said person will still believe that, well, they're right, because they're not admitting that they're still right, because they're not admitting they're wrong. It's just that there's something that's stopping them from saying the right answer or whatever, or the answer is somewhere, but I just still have to do it. And that's a part of the delusion, because the thing is that there may be an answer that will convince you to continue to think the way that you're thinking, because the thing is that in this kingdom, in this society, truth is not reigning. Truth is on the back burner. Truth is sidestepped. Truth is pushed aside in order to fulfill people's desires and lusts and their own ideology. So this is the issue that we stand at, where people, they don't care about facts and whatnot. They only care about their own emotions and their own lusts. All right, because 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 16, but shun profane and vain babblings, and they will increase unto more ungodliness. All right, and this is the thing where there can be lots of filibustering, okay, rather than getting to the actual point. Me personally, I try not to talk so much, okay, but at the same time, there's a lot that goes into there's a lot that does go into it, and sometimes it's hard for me to properly organize my thoughts all in one go. I have thought about writing an outline so that I can properly get to the thing. But even then, what happened when I did that was that I would make a video, more points, more things within the original outline that I had created would come up, and I would talk even more, and then it's like it just gets even harder. There's no definitive surefire way to do it. So this is why I just try to free ball it and whatnot. It's just it's a very hard thing, and while we try to get to the point, I try to keep things as simple and plain as possible. Sometimes there is an inherent desire to want to speak more and get into more details on it if there is a need for more details to be explained. All right, so, and Yahawadah, I do not need to open another tab. But basically, and it's that's the thing with a lot of these debates, where the debates are in fact vain babblings, and it's just to take up time and arguing back and forth with your opponent about nothing, just to get that revenue up, right, with these live streams and these with donations and stuff like that. Okay, so Proverbs chapter 13 verse 10, only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom. Okay, so only by pride, with pride, when you're proud, you never want to admit that you're wrong. When you're proud, there's no possibility in your mind that, oh yeah, maybe I'm wrong and stuff like that. But on the flip side, if you are wise, then you're going to be able to just say, okay, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I was misunderstood and stuff like that. And there's the issue with these things where even debates in general, okay, it's based off of pride, where both sides do not debates today where both sides do not want to admit that they're wrong, even if there may be a possibility. All right, because we don't have an absolute knowledge on our what's it called, on our talking points. We just go by, you know, what the information that we all have. All right. And of course, you know, Satan takes as soon as, let's just get it, okay. Mark chapter 4 verse 15, and these are they by the wayside where the word was sown, but when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and take away the word that was sown in their hearts. And of course, you know, there's always going to be people that's going to get in the way and try to stop you from listening to and learning and stuff like that, in order to, you know, fulfill their own lust of doing whatever the frick they wanted to do. Now Proverbs chapter 18 verse 6, a fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. Okay, a fool is going to constantly try to find a reason to argue or keep an argument going, you know, trying to extend the stuff when there is literally no reason, there's literally no point. Clearly both sides have no intentions on letting up. Both sides don't care to hear the other person out honestly, so that just should be the end of it. But of course, they're going to keep on doing what they're going to do. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, the elders and apostles, great millstone, blah, 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 and shalom.